Garage fam, it is we, Garage Guys, live from Daytona. It's Super Speedway testing for the next-gen car. Tyler Reddick has joined us today here at testing. Had a big announcement this morning, but before we get into all that, Tyler, I'm glad that you came back on the show. This is the second time you've been on Garage Guys. True Garage fam, I think we would say.
Yeah, no, I'm really. It's really cool that we get to do this here. We got permission to hang out in Victory Lane here.
Yeah, of all places.
It used to be Gatorade Victory Lane, but it's Ruoff Mortgage Victory Lane.
The good backdrop that you guys can't see.
Yeah, I mean, we had some cars going by earlier. They were supposed to be still running.
Yeah,
Something happened.
they'll
be
probably
back,
kick back up.
But
yeah.
It was an exciting backdrop. Now it's a little bit more peaceful. So
right. Well, it's cool because
glad to be here.
Anytime you can get that in your backdrop, because we were just going to do this, but that's way better.
That is also pretty.
We got some fans back
pretty
here
pretty
too.
nice.
A good bit of people here. Some people in the infield. We were talking about it earlier. We wonder if it's the Dale Jr. effect that is very legitimate. When he races.
I think Dale was walking the car. I think it was 11:45 or something like that. Right when we were done here. I didn't see him, but I just heard people screaming, yelling. I'm like, oh, there he is in a suit, walking to the car. Yep. So that might be some of it.
I think you confirmed earlier. He's Kyle Larson's out. He's going to drive for the 5 now. Dale Jr.
I reported it. Just trust me, not Bob. You're trusting Dale. Yeah. Dale Jr. is replacing Kyle Larson the 5 next year. It's confirmed.
Not a report. A report. Report. We were reportoring in the garage. We like to do that a lot.
Reporter or.
So, Tyler, a lot has happened. Obviously, holiday season. Did Bo get good Christmas gifts?
He got way too many Christmas gifts. I pretty much had to drive to Illinois and then to Tennessee, making all the stops in my truck because we didn't have where else to put all the gifts that he got. I had no option of flying. It was going to cost – I was going to have to charter a plane to take home all the presents. It wasn't that bad, but he got a lot of cool toys. I mean, he's – obsessed with trains, and those make a mess. They take up a lot of room. But
big train guy. Thomas the Train?
Big mess guy. Yeah, Thomas the Train. I think, there's some other train sets. I might get the name wrong, but the ones with the magnets, the wood pieces, they're great, but he likes to put them together on uneven surfaces, and then he's very upset when, everything doesn't match up just right.
Right.
It's kind of like me with, I guess, anything. If everything's not right where it needs to be, I have a panic attack. So.
OCD effect.
I flipped the mic. OCD. It's bad. He's already got it.
Well, speaking of things not matching up right, I want to rewind here. Before the holiday season, end of the year, Nashville, the banquet. The banquet burnouts.
Yeah. Oh, come on. No. Can we skip this part?
One time.
We can talk about it, but cut it out.
The one time that you were able to do a burnout in a cup car, you were so excied about,
No, I still never did.
What happened? Tell us what happened there.
I wish I could tell you what happened. It was a car that we'd shot a piece for Realtree down at their house, if you will, down in Georgia, and we did some donuts and shot like a little teaser for the Talladega race in their parking lot, and I had no problem doing second gear, third gear, just doing donuts. I actually did so many that I blew like a piece of the tire tread out of the Goodyear tire that was on our show car.
Takes a lot of work.
And it totally screwed up the whole schedule of getting the car back because we couldn't get in the hauler. We're in Georgia. We don't know how to get you can't just go find a Goodyear radial NASCAR stock car tire just laying around. So it made getting the car back a bit of a pain. But I had no problem doing a burnout there, so I thought when we got to Nashville, I wasn't going to have any problems. I was in second gear, dropped the clutch, and I'm pretty sure I broke second gear dropping the clutch. And from there, I think I broke third, I broke fourth. I really don't know what happened. I think I just broke a lot of stuff. The car something was wrong with the differential by the end of it. One tire would spin, one wouldn't. It was bad.
Well, Alex Bowman did it too. He did something
Yeah,
similar.
well, I mean, his went a little bit better.
He got going a little bit.
I had Blanco Brown riding in the car with me. I was really excited to give a good burnout for him.
The big one.
And it just it was garbage.
Do you think it was his fault? Maybe
it was definitely not his fault. No.
Okay.
Anything he might be guilty of is getting me too pumped up to do it because I was I was really excited, motivated to put on a good show for him.
Right.
I was wanting to. What Kevin Harvick ultimately did with his burnout is essentially what I wanted to do with mine. I wanted to go till the tires blew out, or the engine blew up, or something caught on fire, or exploded. But
Harvick killed it. He did kill
the
it.
only thing that exploded was the transmission.
Well, look, now
and that wasn't exciting.
You have more motivation. Well, you already have the motivation to win this year, get your first win, and you have more motivation to come back, make the playoffs, and do a killer burnout like Kevin Harvick. So
that would be
come back
nice.
to Nashville and kill it next year.
That
or
would be
this year, technically. Not.
Yeah, technically this year. Yeah, that would be good. Hopefully I can get an opportunity or two to do some burnouts in this next gen car. A little bit wider tire. I don't know if the tires will last long in a burnout. I could be wrong. They're a little bit wider, but we got to get a feel for. I'd like to be able to get a feel for this tire when I'm trying to create some smoke.
Look,
it's gonna be interesting.
I'm ready to see the burnouts in these cars. These cars are sick. We got to see your new car up close today at the unveiling. 3Chi. I think that's one of like the coolest names out there. It reminds me of Tunchi, like Lil Wayne.
Yeah. No, it's very cool, very unique name, and being able to bring in a partner like that in an industry that's not really been, I guess, tapped into, explored in NASCAR, in sports for the most part.
By the way, what do they do, by the way?
Yeah, so, they're your go-to place for, scientifically explored, research, developed, federally regulated, legal, hemp-based products. If you can think it, if you can dream it, they most likely, I would say you could probably go to 3chi.com and be able to find it.
That sounds like an amazing way. That was like some exquisite, like some like top of the line explanation for what that was.
It was interesting. When we unveiled it, or when you guys unveiled it, I was like, "Oh, what is that?" Within like 5 minutes of us putting the news out, we had a lot of followers be like, "Oh man, I love that stuff." Man.
Yeah.
Like, tweeting,
yeah.
So.
You also got an album cover
somewhat
off
well
of
known.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, for sure. No,
I was
had
gonna
to
put parental
stretch
advisory
out
on
the hips, get a nice pose going.
Now, what about the laying on the all the way across the hood? Was that a tribute to Jackie Moon from Semi Pro at all?
I think that's like every 80s picture.
Where did I get that from? I think
I
I originally got that. I think Tim Richmond posed on a car like that. I think I've seen a photo.
That's
Tim Richmond did a lot of things, right? Like he's a legend.
Big jet ski guy,
but
too.
Jet ski guy. I mean, he lived a full life, and he was just himself. I don't know if I got that from him or just, I don't know.
Can we ever see the
like
Tim Richmond cut, like the mullet for you at any point in time in life? Do you think that's a thing?
I think it's a possibility. The tough part is just staying committed. In the process to getting there,
he knows about it.
Oh yeah, no. When I was, I'd say from when I was about 10 to 15 or 16, I had a lot of. I didn't really have a mullet. I just had a lot of hair going everywhere.
That was like the shag.
Everybody went through that phase.
It was kind of the emo boy shag.
No, it was pretty much emo boy shag. Yeah,
I had
that's
that
what
too.
It was. Yeah.
Emo boy shags.
Yeah. I had like a somewhat thing. I had like the swoop with like the back way too long at some point in high school.
Yeah.
And then I went just all flow, and it was just kind of like what you said, everywhere. And now we're at mullet, so we're just like steadily improving. And now we're peaked.
You've reached the peak of the mountain. There's nowhere else to go.
There you go.
We're on the same page now, though. I had a nice little flow going last year. I actually cut it off because some of the flow decided to start going. So you got to be careful sometimes in life when you get older.
You got to stay committed to that process. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time to get there, and you got to stay strong. Be willing to get to see the light at the end of the tunnel, get to the top of the mountain.
I've been doing. We got a bug.
It looked like a little mini flying scorpion. I don't know.
Something.
Never mind.
Even insects like NASCAR.
Yeah.
They wanted to be around
until they get hit by a car.
Until they get hit by a car. So what have you been doing during the off season? I know that you did saw you did some stuff at COTA. What was going down there at that track? Because for some reason in my mind, I thought you were like drifting, like Tokyo Drift style.
No, I wish I was. I think there was a time or two I was drifting on the practice well, they're called qualifying sessions, but they're pretty much practice sessions. It was raining and it was damp for a lot of those, so I was sliding into a few corners, but no like official style points drifting. But
you weren't really hitting the e-brake. You didn't.
No, we didn't have an e-brake in the car, but we had a lot of fun though. We did this a year ago with a similar car, but kind of, more just a road course car, Trans Am car, and we took it. It was Darius and Kaz Grala's car, and it did pretty well, but we had some things just not hold up. It wasn't built for endurance racing, and we were able to improve on a few things, bring back a totally brand new car that we'd never raced, driven, nothing. And it stood up to 2 8-hour races, 16 hours of action, and were able to win both races.
Damn,
it was
man.
a lot of fun.
That's
we
a
pissed
lot.
off a lot of people too, I think. It was we unloaded that car out at the lift gate, and a lot of people there were like, "Oh man, not these guys again." They brought something. They brought something this time. They brought even better. And that car was fastest thing there by a lot. And the interesting thing was we had to. Every time I was in the car, I couldn't even really go out there and attack because it's endurance race. You don't want to tear it up.
Right.
We were having to save fuel, and we had to pit
Whole
2
nother
more
world.
times than our competition. So that's where the speed versus fuel economy really came into play.
Big strategy racing. You've actually taken. I've noticed this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've noticed that for some reason past 2 years, I feel like you've just gotten this spark with the road courses, man. Has something turned on or something changed, or has that kind of always been a thing for you? Road coursing was just road course racing was top of the charts for you to perfect and be good at.
Actually, it was at the bottom. The road courses were by far the thing I was the most terrible at. I came from dirt racing, no heavy braking zones, no lefts, no rights, no downshifting, no upshifting. It's pretty embarrassing. But when my first full time year running in the truck series, I gave away 3-4 races throughout the year with race winning capable trucks because I forgot how to shift on a restart, just crazy stuff like that, ripping a transmission out or not being able to finish a race at Brad Keselowski Racing.
Yeah, number 29 or the 19?
Yeah. Both. I ran the 19 the first year and the 29 the second full time year.
Right,
I was absolutely terrible on road courses. I would almost guaranteed DNF for finishing 30th. And when we went into the off season this past year, I pretty much told myself I'm not going to give myself a choice or an excuse to still be bad at these anymore. Put in an unreal amount of time in the off season and sim and on iRacing to become better, and it paid off. It was the difference maker.
How shocked were you when you got the pole at COTA in 2020, didn't you? How surprising was that? Were you okay?
It was surprising for me, but what made it even better and even funnier is all the crew members, crew chiefs, teams that I've worked with in the past know how bad I was at road courses, and they just never. I myself and certainly them never would have dreamed that I'd either run top 5, top 10, or let alone get a pole at one of the most dynamic road courses there are in the United States.
First time road course, too. That was a big one.
Well, I think that helped. I think it played a role because, before they added a lot of new flavor with road courses into the schedule, like Sonoma this past year. I went into Sonoma because there's no practice, none of that. I'm going in there with quite literally never seen the track. One lap in person, been able to walk it. And I'm going in there and racing against a lot of guys that have ran there for, at least 10 to 15 starts. So my experience was totally skewed. And so being able to go to some new road courses that these other drivers are having to figure out too at the same time, like I am, I think kind of leveled it out to give me an opportunity to get a pole.
Yeah, man. And another thing too, I think it goes into show just how dynamic road course racers are, because you look back at last season, Kyle Larson absolutely dominated on some road courses. Chris Bell got a win on one. And then now it just seems like dirt guys, road guys. You know what I mean? That's we're going to line those two up.
Well, you just I don't know what exactly I guess helps with that crossover.
It's tough because it doesn't typically translate, right?
Maybe it's just being able to adapt quickly. When you go run a lot of dirt like Kyle does or come from a dirt racing background, you're kind of used to being on the edge of control at all times. And you can't go fast on a road course by hanging the car out, but you really got to attack braking zones. You've got to be aggressive making passes. You got to be willing to take risks, take chances, change things around to create momentum to make a pass. And so I think being where that dynamic edge that you get from racing dirt can come into play on road courses is just from some of the natural tendencies you have racing dirt.
Yeah, it just goes a lot too. I just think that says a lot about you as a driver too, man. So that's one thing that I love to look forward to this year, especially kind of seeing how I watched you some at testing at the Roval, ready to kind of see how that translates out. This is the year, man.
It's a good year. Every year is a good year.
This is the year.
Well,
this is your year.
I hope it's the year. Yeah, we have a really good opportunity in front of us with this new car. In years past, we made the jump to the Cup Series. We're kind of, in a box, if you will. We're running parts designs that have been submitted to NASCAR throughout the end of that car. And there's some things in the front end that, if me and Randall had the opportunity, my crew chief, Randall Burnett, had the opportunity to submit, we probably done a few things different along the way. So when we were kind of boxed in like that, and there's only so much we can do with what we have, right? And we tried to make the best of it, and we certainly did. We made our cars a lot better from the rookie year to the end of this past year. But it is nice to kind of get that hard reset. Everyone's kind of starting from the same foundation, and who's got you're going to see who's got the most drive to improve or adapt to these cars in the beginning here for sure.
So tell me this. You won 2 consecutive Xfinity Series championships before you got in a Cup, and the package, which still is, when you were in the series, it still is the same, high horsepower, low downforce. We're now moving back to high horsepower, low downforce in the Cup Series, the intermediates, except for Atlanta, maybe Michigan. How do you think that could give you an advantage or a disadvantage into 2022?
I don't know if it's an advantage or not, really, just because a lot of the drivers that are in the Cup Series were around and did experience the real extreme side of the high horsepower and low downforce in dating back to 2018. And in those years, a lot of these guys have a lot of experience with that, a lot of time in practice, knowing how to dial their car in, and a lot of long races, and even before stages of knowing how to manage their cars and that style of racing. So as much as I would like to think it would help my aggressiveness and my driving style, it kind of falls back into that wheelhouse where you can lean on some of the experience that some of these veterans do have from the previous eras, if you will. So it's going to be really important here on this West Coast swing, I'd say, to really learn as much as we can about what's going to help us, on the wore out type 1.5-mile, 2-mile racetracks, what's going to be good on the short tracks, because these cars definitely have less downforce, a lot less side force. The tires are softer, the tires are bigger, so you got to be really on top of trying to figure out how you're going to not just get mechanical grip, but how to maintain it through the tire and through the car in these long runs that we will have for sure.
There you go.
For sure. So I know that with the Clash too coming up, that's something. How are you all preparing for that? Do they have iRacing with the Clash?
Well, I mean, you got iRacing, and it was a really fun opportunity to spend time with NASCAR and iRacing and kind of come up with some preliminary ideas and layouts, if you will, of the track with banking, differences in banking, how much banking to go with, how wide to make the track. And so it was kind of fun to play a role in that. Very small, but it was still fun. But coming back to your question, I don't know how much you can. It's very much an unknown, but the speeds are slow enough, the track's small enough, you can kind of fall back on that knowledge that a lot of my crew members have, my crew chief has from when they race asphalt late models or short tracks. I would imagine you'll be using a lot of the same ideas and setup direction is right. Something like that.
Like 5 to go, it's very little track. It's going to be very no idea how this is going to play out. Are you just going to are you going to red dog it? You going to bully your way up to the top? Like if there's 5 to go and you're in 5th?
Well, I mean, it's the Clash. There's no points to win, lose. You got to go.
Remember Eric Jones's car from the Clash a couple years ago?
Yeah. No, I couldn't believe it. It was crazy.
Yeah, just completely just thrown.
And hey, that one here at Daytona.
There's a car. It's Brad.
That one here. So I mean, there might not even be there may not even be a front half of the body might be gone.
Axles
I mean, it might look like might be a car look like Mark Martin's car that wins this race. I don't know. That old 6 car.
Goodness boy.
I mean, who knows?
It's going to be insane.
I don't think it's once it gets to 5 to go, I don't think it's going to go from 5 to go and run green all the way to the end. I think there's going to be at least a caution.
Yeah. Cautions.
So
probably be a few.
Over under 3-hour race.
It's how many laps? Is it 100?
I think
so.
150. Is it 150?
No, there's no way it's a 3-hour race.
No.
Well, including the heats, it would be, right?
Well, yeah. Oh, the whole show. I mean, the whole show.
Caution.
Probably a little
the whole show. I mean, the whole show with the heat race. Well, yeah, the heat races, consolation races. I mean, it'll be a.
They're loud, by the way.
Doesn't that sound good?
Damn it, Brad! You had to come.
I think it'll be a 3-hour ordeal, start to finish, somewhere in there, I'd say. But I think the race will go by pretty quick because, it all depends on what the tires kind of look like. We're gonna have to run those tires for 150 laps, are you going to have to kind of approach it like an asphalt late model race where you kind of save your stuff and then go at the end? That could really play a role in like how many cautions we're going to have, what that's all going to shape up and look like.
Yeah.
Do you think, this is the question everybody wants to know, and it's not maybe a Tyler Reddick question, but this just came to my mind. Do you think Kyle Busch will have fun with this race car? Because Kyle Busch has probably been the biggest critic of the 550 package over the past few years, not having a good time. Do you think this race car, he will have a good time?
We should wait for Brad.
We'll let you think about it for a second.
Good job, Brad.
I couldn't hear what Brad said. I don't know what his thoughts were on that.
I think he said, yeah.
I would think Kyle will. I mean, I guess I can't necessarily speak for him, but he at that Charlotte test had a few moments where he was extremely crossed up, caught it. So I don't know. He's probably gonna be typical Kyle, right? Like have good days, bad days. But the car is certainly a lot more challenging to drive. So from my position, with it being a new car, an exciting new year, I don't see how you don't have fun at some point this year.
And I think that what you just said is the key from an outsider perspective. I would think from an opinion or just an outsider perspective, literally is all it is. You saying that the car is more challenging to drive would mean more fun, right?
Typically, on a good day. On a bad day,
right? That's true,
yeah. When you're having a really bad day, the bad days are going to get a lot worse. I'd say that you're not going to have this weird middle ground that a lot of the Cup field got caught in the last 2 or 3 years at the bigger tracks, where just a lot of cars from like 8th to 20th are just all the same speed. I don't think you'll see stuff like that. You're going to see cars that I think you'll see cars that are close on pace, but you're not going to get I don't think you're going to see guys get trapped. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
It's all up in the air. Who knows?
Yeah.
Brand
really
new car,
is.
brand new everything. Practice and qualifying coming back. Another huge element that we hadn't seen full time in 2 years. So
that's going to be fun for betting for us, too. So that's what I can't wait for. I can't wait until we have Brad on this show, and I'm going to call you, and I'm going to be like, I just want you to be at this location, so you can just be in the background every few seconds just saying, yeah.
Every 48, 49 seconds, just scream.
There we go. That for sure. So I was going to say with the betting aspect, it's going to be really fun, but we're going to have the practice qualifying, so that's going to change a couple things. DFS and fantasy, and I know you can't participate in any of that. Tyler can't participate in any of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. But we're going to have fun, and you guys are going to participate. We're going to participate. And I'm definitely gonna be putting some more money on you this year. It's gonna happen.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about it a lot.
I made a bold prediction. We did bold predictions. I don't think it's that bold, honestly, but everybody else thinks it's kind of bold, I guess. And I'm ready to tell you this so that you can just kind of hump up. I think you're gonna make the round of 8 this year.
I would like to. That'd be good.
And I think you.
If I can make it to the round of 8. That would be a pretty good thing, because in the round of 8's Homestead. I don't know if I can run the fence at Homestead, though.
You are the number 8, too.
That's the tough part.
Will
this car run the fence good? I don't know that yet.
I
tried that at Darlington and at Charlotte, and it didn't work out too good.
Okay.
So,
Speaking of Darlington, we were talking about road course racing. There's a guy that follows the show, a good friend of ours. He has this claim that when you're doing betting in DFS, you have to look at Darlington like a road course. Does it remind you anything of a road course driving it?
Who says that?
I think it was Justin that said that.
Like a road course.
We were at Martinsville. He was like,
well, I mean, you have to respect it like a road course. Like when you're diving it off into the bus stop or Turn 5 at Road America. If you don't respect Turn 5 or any of those very unforgiving corners at a road course like that, or the corners at Darlington, you can end your day. And that is very much the case with Darlington.
Yeah.
I will say that. I mean, that is true. You have to respect, somewhat fear it. All right, I'm going to mess with you a little bit, but I'm not going to disrespect you. You can't just get away with murder
it's
at
like
places
alive.
like that.
It's just a mean
They'll
lady.
Jump out and get you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think we were looking at stats one day or something. We noticed that people that are good driving road courses, those drivers are also pretty good at Darlington. So as the road course experience continues,
I think there was also short tracks involved in that because of braking.
Well, I forgot how much when we went back to low downforce at Darlington this year. I forgot how much they're guys like Denny Hamlin and some of those that were up front in previous years at the Southern 500 would drive it off into turn 3 and just stand on the brake pedal, because with the 550 package, you'd like breathe a little bit going into 3, but I totally forgot that. And we weren't ready for it because I couldn't drive off in the corner and mash the brakes. So maybe we just put my road course setup in the car. Maybe it'd be okay. I don't know.
There we go.
Maybe the idea when we go back here in a little while. Yeah.
We're experimenting over here. Yeah, and the aggression level too. I mean, like you're definitely at Kansas. Looking back to last year, that was another one. I mean, just I don't know, dude. You got fire in you, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I see, like when you're like wrestling.
It's fire and desperation a little bit, all combined. I'd say. At Kansas,
man.
It was a bit of desperation because we were all right, but we need to kind of punch through. I kind of get talked about at times. It's very easy to get kind of stuck in certain areas of the field because these guys are all pretty good at what they do, and when you're only a little bit better than the next 2 or 3 ahead of you, you got to kind of get creative to get around them. And if you can, you don't make any mistakes, you can probably stay ahead of them the rest of the day. And Kansas, it was one of those deals where it was so windy that day, I'd actually hit the wall on lap 6. I don't even know. I mean, just the wind gusts across Kansas that day was insane. You get to the middle of the corner, all of a sudden your car would take off or it'd spin out.
Right.
And I'd already killed my car, so I knew that if I don't try and get the lead right here on Kyle, that I might shuffle back to where I'd been all day. So it was a bit of desperation. Unfortunately, that caution just happened at the worst time, and me and Kyle thought we were superheroes. Well, Kyle was. He was fine, but I dropped like a rock.
For a minute.
I was like a turtle around jackrabbits. And there they all went. And that was our day.
I'm going to love to see how everything shakes out this season. We're going to be at a lot of races, obviously, so I know we'll be seeing you a lot more. I guess if you don't have any other questions, is it time for poll picks?
It's been a minute. It's been a hiatus for the poll picks. And BetMGM, what RCR Tyler Reddick sponsor, going to be on the car a few races this year. We have lines courtesy of BetMGM. You want to start with basketball or should I start with football? We have 3 games we need you to pick. Nobody has gone 3-0 yet. The best was Kyle Larson. He went 2-1.
Kyle and Ricky are tied.
But Kyle picked San Francisco money line at plus 300, so he gets the nod.
Yeah, true. Very true.
A crazy underdog pick.
So we got to beat Kyle at something. So this is your time.
Got to start somewhere.
I'll start with football. That way you can get basketball. We'll come back to football.
Yep,
all right.
Ready to go when you are.
My best friend of all time is a diehard Cincinnati Bengals fan. They have not won a playoff game since 1991. They're playing the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Courtesy of MGM Bet, the line is 5 points. The Bengals are a 5-point favorite. Raiders +5. The over/under is 49. What are you thinking so far right there?
I'd take the Bengals on that spread because I think it's going to be a type of situation where you're good with me taking spread, right?
Absolutely.
I didn't have to pick. Okay.
Yeah. So Bengals -5. That's what.
I mean, I think. Was it? It's 39 over/under. 39.5.
49.
49.
That's tough. Yeah. That's tough.
I don't know where it's going to be over/under wise, but I have a pretty good feeling that Bengals by 5, just because I think at the end, when it kind of comes to desperation time, it might be a 1-2 point game, and either Derek Carr is going to sell that thing in there and win the game clutch, or he's going to throw a pick, and then there's your spread, and so. That's where I'm thinking.
We'll go with Joey. We'll go with Joey
I like
Burrow.
Joey Burrow. He's
smoking
exciting.
Cigars.
He's been
really
stud this
exciting.
year. I think he should be the comeback player of the year. That offense is like a super team offense right now with Jamar Chase.
It's crazy. It's really fun to watch. But you know how that goes. When you get really excited about the offenses or the overs, you're always there's always 1 or 2 sleeper under nasty, just nasty, not even really bad offense, but just crazy good defensive games. That there's going to be a couple, and I just hope this one isn't one of them because it would be really exciting to see some crazy offense.
Yeah, and Cincinnati can do it. The Raiders can do it. They did it against the Chargers last week in a crazy football game. But
I turned it off. Shame on me. I was watching
I
don't know what it was.
It went late, though.
8 minutes ago, right about there is when it kind of started getting crazy. I had to be up in the morning. I'm I want to watch this, but I should sleep. I turned it off. I woke up the next day, and I was like, oh, wow.
Damn.
One of those games should have stayed up for.
Have you had a case of the Sunday scaries lately? Were you betting on some football?
I would say not from betting. I get the Sunday scaries for sure when it's
Todd.
Keep it down. The beer drinking Sunday scaries when it's 5 o'clock. You've been drinking all day, and it's I got to go to the gym at 7. Oh, this is going to suck.
Oh,
it just ruins the mood.
You'll do both in one day? Oh, dude, there's no way. Like, beer drinking on early Sunday and then gym at night? Or are you talking about
Monday morning. Like, it'll be like 4 or 5 o'clock. And
Sweating
you're
it
feeling
out.
pretty good, drinking a lot of beer, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, I got to go to the gym at 7 a.m. Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're thinking like, okay, it's already going to be kind of rough to get going, so pull the plug. That's probably my version of Sunday Scaries.
All right, so I'm going to take the under on you having a productive workout Monday mornings when you drink a lot. All right, so that is it. Probably for a lot of people in the world. We'll
That's
do
fair.
that. All right, we'll wait for Todd. All right, thanks, Todd.
So
All right.
Bengals -5 is the first pick, just to recap.
That's it. Next one, you were born in California,
Yep.
correct? You might not be a Clippers fan, but late tonight there is a Clippers game. All right, they're at home and they're an underdog. All right, money line is plus 135 for the Clippers, and it's minus 160 for the Nuggets, who just traded Ball. Not sure if you know who Ball is, but he's got one hell of a name.
That is a hell of a name.
It really is, and the spread is 3.5. So Clippers plus 3.5, and then you've got the Nuggets minus 3.5. Which one of those bets you like? Would you do the spread, or you want to do a money line?
What was is over under an option?
Yeah, so over under 213.5 for this game.
Jokic is on the Nuggets, right? Am I getting that right? I think he is, right?
All right,
Jokic. I can never say his name right.
Djokovic.
Nikolai Jokic.
Why did I say Jokic? Djokovic. He's on the Nuggets,
The
right?
Joker.
No,
We'll
it's
call him out.
Jokic. It's Jokic.
Oh, it's
That's
Jokic?
right. Yeah,
Oh.
Nikolai. Yeah.
Sorry.
Jokic. No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know. I feel like the last time I did bet on the Clippers a while ago, and they stunk. I'd say the under.
You take the
Feel free
under
to go
on
on the
that?
under.
Under
All right.
213.
I don't know.
Under
I'm
213.
probably gonna hate. I'm probably regret that.
See, you can't,
It's
this
hard.
is what you
The
can't do with
spreads
betting.
and stuff. It's yeah. I just under.
All right.
Take the under.
Under 213. It's
The
done.
under hits the majority of the time in sports, FYI. So.
Well, that's no fun to bet on though. Normally,
I know.
I had to get the not fun bet out of the way.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It sucks though. Yeah, it sucks watching and like not wanting points to happen. You know, like it is
Exactly.
tough,
So
but
third bet.
statistically, I like it.
What do we have? Do we have another one?
Third pick. The Bengals game is on Saturday. Sunday we have a few more games. Since theme of California, you're from California. I know you told us earlier you're a Broncos fan.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Yeah,
end of the season.
yikes.
Might get Flores, though.
You guys have a good team though.
That
Good
wouldn't
team,
be bad.
though. Maybe a little bit better coach, better offense. Could be a playoff team next
Couple
year.
things away. Important things, unfortunately, but a couple things. We're right in that like place you don't want to be. Just
Yep.
good enough to where you can't get. I mean, I don't know if there's really a
You're in a
great-
better spot than
You need a quarterback. This isn't a good year for a quarterback.
No, it's not. It's not. But you're in a better spot because you have a talented roster.
I'm not gonna. I mean, it's either feast or famine with Drew Lock, and it was a pretty feasty night on Saturday night with him. It wasn't bad. It just
Yeah,
when
Jay,
you just
you
when you
too.
just think you got to give up on the guy, he has a night like that.
But at least you know he didn't lose you the game. At least it wasn't him that lost it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Either way, an L is an L, a W is a
I
W.
think my dad lost it. I think he's why.
Just
He broke
He's
his
like,
TV?
he's like, man, the Broncos are playing really good, and like 2 minutes later, they fumbled it.
I like that he's like Tyler believes in the superstition jinx stuff. We
My
are
dad,
so
more
crazy about that
times
kind of
than
stuff.
not, when like Denver's playing okay, he'll text me, and not even like it's that 5-minute window, and something bad will happen, and there goes the game.
Yeah.
He does. I never even actually complained about it to him, so I'm kind of. This isn't really fair, but yeah, that's what happened.
There you go. So back to the last pick. We were talking about California. He did the Clippers game. 49ers and the Cowboys. It's the most intriguing spread, the closest spread out of all the games this weekend. It's ±3. The Cowboys are the favorite at home against the Niners. Can you look at the over/under? I don't remember the over/under. Let's
We
check
got
that
it.
real quick.
So we're going to go.
I
look
don't know if
this
you
up.
noticed the trend with. I guess I did a spread the first one, but I seem to somewhat gravitate towards over and under. I don't know why that is. With
I think
a lot
it's more
of
fun to
sports.
bet.
It is
It's,
because of the rush.
overs are more fun to bet, yeah.
So the over of San Francisco and the Cowboys, it's going to be 50.5 points.
So right around the same as what Cincy Vegas was. So, yeah, the
And the
spread is
spread's
3.
3.
Yeah, but the Niners are underdogs plus 135 money line. It's the boys and the Niners. It's a classic rivalry.
Let him think about it.
I'm going to have to go with the under because the Cowboys played way too good to end the season. They just annihilated the Eagles. So I think they're going to be, I hate to say it, I think they're going to be a little slumped, and then not even, and then the other part of that is, the way the 49ers offense just seems to work and how they came back and won that game last week. I mean,
Overtime
they just
kings.
run the ball, and they're not afraid to, even when they're down big. Last week they came back and won that game down, didn't care, run the ball down your throat. So
you think they're not going to do that on Dallas this time? And you think?
No, I think they're going to run. I mean, they're not going to I don't think they're going to get 200 yards or anything crazy, but I think they're going to run the ball enough effectively to keep the score down. So I feel good about the under on that one. It's really tough to say who's going to win this because I think it's going to fall on whoever on the offense doesn't just make a massive mistake. Garoppolo is always good for a couple. So I just feel under for some reason on this.
I like it a lot. Dallas has one of the best scoring defenses in the league too.
Classic. It's like a classic too, if you will. It's
NFC
old school
rivals,
matchup of Niners, Cowboys,
Montana,
classic
Aikman.
colors. They might as well just do retro headers and everything. Did I say the right word for that?
Yeah, I love the Niners
Retro,
have the 75th anniversary diamond too now going down.
It should just be old school, like banner across screen with the scores and the time on the clock.
Yeah.
They just go retro with it. Might as well make it a throwback. I don't know. It feels like old school football to me.
I love it. By the way, for everybody watching, and Chase, you can tell as I can, this is the most educated, the most betting educated person.
No, I'm not.
I'm not hold on.
You're interested, is what we're saying.
I'm really good at pretending because
compared to 4 or 5 other drivers. So,
well,
yeah, the best we've had
I'm
so far.
kind of good at pretending. Don't hate me, but I do listen to another podcast called Pardon My Take, and those guys like to pretend.
Okay.
Well,
PFT
some of
and
them are
Big Cat.
okay or pretty good at betting, but they make me feel like I can pretend to be somewhat knowledgeable with betting.
And you say pretend, but I mean you clearly watch enough.
I mean, I'm not. I mentioned the classic colors thing, but I totally stole that from PFT, so he's probably gonna be pissed about that. But there's some nuggets in there, and that one sounded too good. I shouldn't have come up with that. So I'll give credit where credit's due.
Love it, man. Love it.
Well, the one thing's for sure about those guys is that they may have better hearing in the future because we're going to be doing a lot more of these kind of shows. So thanks.
Ross. Oh, that's Brad again.
There's Brad.
Freaking Brad.
There's Brad, dude. He's the star of the show. Second star of the show. This one.
We gotta get Brad next time, I guess.
We'll do it. But dude, this has been fun. We got your picks. We're gonna get them locked in. We'll have that out. If you're watching this, at least one pick's already over. Okay, so you're gonna be able to stretch this out for the week. So until football comes, so you got a little bit of time. So, but it all kicks off tonight. Clippers Nuggets. All right, so we're taking the under on that one.
I think
Biting my teeth.
I think we're gonna go 3-0.
Glued to a TV screen.
All right, we're gonna keep in touch with it too for sure. But this has been Garage Talk live from Daytona for Super Speedway testing with the next gen car. And Tyler, as always, I feel like it's just important that I call you Red Dog just because we kind of birthed that nickname for you. I don't think anybody else.
It's a pretty good nickname, yeah.
Dude, it's a throwback to remnant of a better time with the old Red Dog beer. I don't know why. It's just and like I said, the driving style, it works. So
thank you.
I want to design a Red Dog shirt for you one day whenever we can, capture the minds of the fine print masters.
Maybe we'll get a throwback at Darlington the next couple of years.
Who knows? I've talked to Herm about it.
Doing throwbacks are a lot of fun, and I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do this year. I gotta really start thinking about.
We'll leave it a
So
mystery.
we're excited to see.
All right,
leave it a
we're
mystery.
gonna talk
It will
about
be a mystery. There's so many good ones out there. Have they even announced? This last year they didn't even have an era anymore. They kind of did away with that, right?
Yeah, dude.
They
really did.
I wonder if they'll bring that back. If
I'm
they
okay
have
with
an
that.
era, they'll kind of give me an idea. But if they don't, then it's like, whew, you can
I'm
really
okay
get
with
crazy.
no error because that way you have full creative reign to pick whatever.
Yeah.
Not everyone really followed it anyways, too, Oh, I was sorry. Not everyone really followed it anyways, too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They didn't follow it at all. So.
Maybe I think the 2000s are creeping back in. Obviously, we like eras.
Yeah.
We like this, so we're gonna try to
Really loud.
You're very loud
scheme.
colors.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you some drip, man. Who is one driver, classic driver, that you'd want an all over print shirt of?
What? What?
2 mics.
Oh, 2 mics? Tim Richmond, obviously.
Tim Richmond.
Yeah.
And we
That's
go
a hard one to
Folgers.
find. That's
No,
hard.
it is a hard one to find, but yeah.
We're going to figure it out.
figure
All
it
right.
out.
We got to do it. We got to do it for Red Dog. All right. Well, this has been a show, Garage Fam. Hope you enjoyed it. You know where to follow us.
Thanks,
at Garage
guys.
Guy
Yeah.
Chase.
At Dale Tanhardt.
At Tyler Reddick.
At Tyler Reddick, yeah, it's just my name. Nothing crazy.
Pretty easy.
And there it is. All right. Mike's up. Oh, and shout out to Brad.
Yeah, Brad, yeah.
And Todd. And
Wait,
Ross.
he's coming by. He's getting ready to say
He's coming?
He's getting a sign
All
off.
right,
Say goodbye.
Oh, that's not Brad. That's
bye,
Corey.
Corey.
That's Corey.
That's Corey.
See you, Corey.
Well, Corey.
New star.
Corey LaJoy popped in for an appearance.
All right. We're out.
That's it.
See you guys next time.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.